Sometimes the most powerful things are hiding in plain sight. Think about it for a moment. A simple forgotten jar in your medicine cabinet, filled with thick golden oil, could hold a healing power so remarkable that even modern science hasn't fully been able to replicate it. It might sound exaggerated, but this substance has been quietly changing lives for generations. During World War II, it was so valuable that American soldiers carried it not only to heal wounds, but also to keep their tank engines running under extreme conditions. We're not talking about a legend, this is castor oil. Now imagine enhancing this ancient remedy with something even more common. That white powder you probably use to clean your sink or remove odors from your fridge. Yes, we're talking about baking soda. When you combine these two ingredients, a natural blend emerges that may seem simple, but its effects are extraordinary. Together, they have helped relieve prostate discomfort, stimulate hair growth in inactive areas, reduce joint pain, and balance blood pressure. All of this without turning to medication, spending a fortune, or experiencing side effects. What you're about to discover is not just another grandma's remedy. Behind this duo are real stories and tangible results, like the case of a former firefighter who, after more than 10 years of sleepless nights, finally found rest by applying this mixture. Or the story of a 67-year-old man who had accepted hair loss as irreversible until he consistently used this combination and saw his hair start to grow back. These are not tales or exaggerations. These are real people who rediscovered the power of nature. If this kind of solution interests you, please support this content. Hitting the like button can help this information reach someone still suffering in silence. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications. Here we share practical, thoroughly researched ideas that could transform your well-being. If this message inspired you, leave a 1 in the comments. And if you think we can improve something, write 0. Every opinion counts and helps us grow. But let's get back to what brought us here. The castor oil is not just a simple memory of home remedies. It's a substance rich in ricinoleic acid, known for its ability to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and speed up tissue recovery. When combined with baking soda, an alkaline compound that balances pH, fights microorganisms, and reduces swelling, the effect is amplified. This synergy can soothe aching joints, relieve irritated skin, support prostate health, and even stimulate blood flow from the feet to the brain. Unlike many costly treatments that simply mask symptoms, this mixture tackles the root causes: chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and a lack of detoxification. The best part is that it's accessible to anyone, right at home, with no complications. Many people recognize castor oil as a remedy for digestive issues, but few understand its true potential when paired with something as common as baking soda. These ingredients work on multiple levels: circulation, hormonal balance, digestion, and even the nervous system. And this is more important than it might seem. We live in a time when many people are overwhelmed by medications, drained by side effects, and still don't feel well. This kind of natural remedy reminds us that sometimes the answers aren't found in a lab, but in the simplest things we already have at home. And if we keep exploring, we'll see how this mixture can offer real relief in one of the areas that most affects men over 50, prostate health. Imagine this. It's early morning. The house is quiet. Everyone is asleep except you. Once again, that annoying urge to go to the bathroom wakes you up. You just want to sleep soundly, but your body won't cooperate. What once was occasional turns into an exhausting routine, and over time, those constant interruptions steal your energy, peace, and quality of life. Those symptoms, which at first seem minor, like a weaker flow, a bit more urgency, a few extra trips to the bathroom, can become a daily burden if ignored. Long car rides turn into a constant source of anxiety. Leaving the house means always hunting for the nearest bathroom. Sleep is repeatedly broken, and eventually the body wears down, the mind clouds, and quality of life declines. The most concerning part is that many men believe this is simply a natural part of aging, as if it's unavoidable. But that's not the full story. The real cause isn't age itself, but rather persistent inflammation and cellular stress quietly building up inside the prostate. These internal issues lead to swelling, block the normal flow of urine, and disrupt hormone balance. While some medications offer fast relief, they often come with unwanted side effects: tiredness, mental fog, lack of motivation, and even difficulties in intimate relationships. Alternatively, surgeries are available, but they involve high costs, surgical risks, and significant emotional strain. That's where castor oil comes in, not as a miracle cure, but as a natural remedy that gently works at the root. The ricinoleic acid in castor oil absorbs into soft tissues, reduces inflammation, and promotes internal detoxification. When applied externally, especially on the lower abdomen with a warm compress, it boosts lymphatic circulation, eases internal pressure, and improves blood flow, which directly supports a healthier prostate. Adding a little baking soda enhances the effect. This ingredient not only helps neutralize internal acidity, but also strengthens castor oil's anti-inflammatory action. The result: a noticeable reduction in urinary urgency, fewer nighttime bathroom trips, and much deeper, more restful sleep. And this isn't just theory. Research published by the American Academy of Neurology found that older men who used castor oil compresses every night experienced a 40% drop in nighttime urination frequency within just 3 months. No drugs, no side effects, just nature doing what it does best: healing. How do you do it? You'll need organic cold-pressed castor oil, a flannel or soft cotton cloth kitchen plastic wrap, and a low-heat heating pad. Simply soak the cloth with oil, place it over the lower abdomen just below the navel, cover it with plastic, and apply gentle heat for 30 to 60 minutes. Repeat this process 3 times a week and let your body activate its natural recovery mechanisms. It's not complicated, it's not expensive, but it's truly transformative. Many people who adopt this routine say they've started sleeping through the night for the first time in years. They wake up energized, clear-headed, and ready to enjoy their day. If you're still watching, it's because you're looking for real solutions. If you found this content helpful, leave a 1 in the comments. And if you're not yet part of this community that believes in natural healing and lifelong wellness, subscribe and turn on notifications. This is just the beginning. Now let's talk about something important: doubts. Not everyone believes in these kinds of remedies the first time they hear about them. Many laugh or dismiss them before even trying. Let me share the story of Sam, a close friend. He's 58 years old, retired after decades as a firefighter, strong as a rock with a firm character. But his biggest challenge wasn't physical, it was his sleep. For years, his nights were chaotic. He would wake up several times pacing around the house, frustrated, unable to find rest. He tried everything: melatonin, expensive mattresses, nighttime teas. Nothing worked. When I told him about the castor oil compresses, his expression said it all. Seriously, he seemed certain it wouldn't work. But when desperation sets in, you try what you would have dismissed before. Sam, skeptical but worn out, gave it a try. In the first few nights, he noticed subtle changes: fewer wake-ups, longer stretches of sleep. By the second week, he was only getting up once. By the third week, the unexpected happened. He slept for 8 hours straight without interruptions. No midnight walks, no trips to the bathroom, no tossing and turning. Real rest. After 2 months, Sam was a different person. His voice sounded more alive. He walked with energy. When he called me laughing and excited, he said, "You won't believe it, but it worked." Sam didn't need to say more. His voice said it all. He wasn't just sleeping better, he was living better, all thanks to a natural routine that took no more than an hour, just a few nights a week. So, if you're ready to regain your energy, to feel rested, focused, and free from constant nighttime interruptions, write prostate strength in the comments right now. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll feel like yourself again. But sleep isn't the only battle that castor oil can help win. Let's switch gears for a moment. Have you noticed more hair in the drain lately? Or maybe your pillow has been collecting more strands each morning. Perhaps the mirror has begun to reveal what you've been trying to ignore, a gradually receding hairline. And before you assume it's just age, let's talk about what's really going on. Most cases of hair loss aren't simply caused by aging. The real culprit is a hormone called DHT, or dihydrotestosterone. Over time, a larger portion of male testosterone converts into this more potent form. DHT binds to receptors in the scalp and begins to suffocate the hair follicles. Without enough oxygen and nutrients, these follicles shrink and stop producing new hair. The result is thinning hair, ongoing loss, and in many cases, permanent baldness. There are traditional treatments like finasteride or minoxidil, but they often come with unwanted side effects. Scalp irritation, hormonal imbalances, and effects on intimate life that many prefer not to talk about. This is where castor oil steps in again, not as a passing trend, but as a genuine natural ally supported by science. Cold-pressed from the seeds of the Ricinus communis plant, this thick, nutrient-rich oil does much more than moisturize. In fact, it helps inhibit the enzyme responsible for converting testosterone into DHT, 5-alpha reductase. This means it targets the root of the problem without exposing your body to synthetic chemicals. Plus, castor oil is packed with omega-9 fatty acids and vitamin E. These components boost blood flow to the scalp, reduce inflammation, and deeply cleanse the hair follicles. More blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients. It's like fertilizing the soil before planting. At the same time, vitamin E acts as a protective shield that guards your scalp from oxidative damage and daily wear and tear. Still think this is just a nice idea? Let's look at the facts. In 2022, a study published in the International Journal of Trichology followed a group of men who applied castor oil to their scalps 3 times a week. After 90 days, hair density increased by an impressive 47%, with no irritation, no unusual side effects, and no costly clinic visits. And you can start today. All you need is 1 or 2 tablespoons of cold-pressed castor oil. Warm it slightly, just enough to be comfortable to the touch. Then, using your fingertips, massage the oil deeply into your scalp for 5 minutes, focusing on the areas where your hair is thinning or sparse. This massage isn't just relaxing. It also stimulates dormant follicles. Leave the oil on for at least an hour, or even overnight, covering your head with a soft towel or a shower cap. Want to boost the results even more? Add a few drops of rosemary essential oil, another powerful DHT blocker that perfectly complements the effects of castor oil. This combination is simply magical, but there's one key thing you need to remember: consistency. Do this 2 or 3 times a week and be patient. Real changes don't happen overnight, but they will come. Your scalp will start to feel healthier, new hair will grow in stronger and thicker, and your confidence will come back with full force. And since we're talking about real stories, let me introduce you to James. He was 42 years old, and one of those men who used humor as a shield to hide his worries. But even James couldn't joke away what the mirror told him every day. His hairline was receding. First, he tried biotin supplements, with no luck. Then came expensive shampoos that promised miracles but only delivered foam and disappointment. He even considered a hair transplant until the 5-figure price brought him back to reality. When I first mentioned castor oil to him, he didn't skip a beat before cracking a joke. What's next? A magic potion from grandma? Yes, he laughed, but behind that irony was a quiet frustration I had seen in many other men, that look of resignation mixed with a desire to regain what was lost. Still, something about the simplicity of this approach must have struck a chord because, shortly after, he decided to give it a try. He wasn't completely convinced, but he was curious enough to give it a shot. The first few weeks were, let's say, challenging. He would call me complaining that the oil looked like motor oil. He talked about how sticky it was and even questioned my sanity. But between the 4th and 6th weeks, something shifted. One day he noticed less hair in the drain. A few days later, as he ran his fingers through his scalp, he felt something different. The texture was thicker, firmer, almost like it had been in his youth. After 3 months, the results were undeniable. Even his barber, unaware of what James was doing, stopped mid-haircut and said, "Whatever you're doing, don't stop. Your hair is thicker than ever." That was the moment James truly believed, not in a magic cure, but in a natural process that was finally working with his body, not against it. This wasn't luck. It was the result of consistency and letting nature do what it's been doing for centuries. If you're tired of spending money on miracle shampoos or taking pills with names you can't even pronounce, maybe it's time to take control. Write "hair victory" in the comments and mark the start of your transformation. Believe me, there's no better day to start than today. But this story doesn't end with hair, not by a long shot. Let's now talk about another silent enemy: pain. The kind that slowly steals your mornings, turns stairs into mountains, and makes every simple movement an exhausting effort. For many, it all begins with mild discomfort, a stiff knee, a sore back, tight hips, and before you know it, you're avoiding walks, declining invitations, and spending afternoons on the couch with a heating pad. Yes, you could reach for ibuprofen, acetaminophen, or that medication your doctor prescribed a year ago. But we both know where that leads: stomach ulcers, pressure on the liver, strain on the kidneys, and long-term cardiovascular risks. The list of side effects reads more like a warning than a solution. Now imagine a different approach, one that doesn't rely on blocking pain signals, but directly targets the inflammation that causes it. That's the real power of castor oil. Rich in ricinoleic acid, this oil not only eases pain, but also promotes healing. It penetrates beneath the skin, boosts circulation, reduces swelling, and promotes healing in a way that few synthetic products can. And it's not just my opinion. Science backs it up. In 2020, a study presented by the Arthritis Foundation followed patients with chronic joint pain who regularly applied castor oil. After only 4 weeks, they reported up to a 55% decrease in inflammation. That's comparable to prescription drugs, but without the side effects, high costs, or trips to the pharmacy. Want to try it yourself? It's very easy. Warm a tablespoon of cold-pressed castor oil until it feels warm to the touch, not hot. Gently and firmly massage it into the areas where you feel pain: knees, shoulders, neck, lower back. It works anywhere on the body. Then cover the area with a soft towel or use a heating pad for 30 minutes. Let the heat do its work, helping the oil penetrate deeper into the tissues and boost its effects. Repeat this 3 times a week and watch the difference. One of my favorite stories comes from Mark, a retired carpenter. After decades of climbing ladders, hammering, and working in tight spaces, his knees were ruined. Like many, he was skeptical, but after the first time using it, he said just the warmth alone gave him relief. By the 3rd week, he sent me a message I'll never forget. "I climbed a flight of stairs without holding the handrail, first time in 10 years. That moment changed everything. He wasn't just moving again, he was starting to live again." If you're tired of living with pain, type "pain-free" in the comments. This could be the breakthrough you didn't realize you needed. And yes, there's more. Castor oil is also one of the best-kept secrets for digestive health. If you've ever felt bloated, sluggish, or uncomfortable after eating, like your stomach is stuck in slow gear, this is for you. Constipation, irregularity, gas, or that heavy, dragging feeling inside are more common than people admit. The worst part is these issues don't just affect your body, they also drain your energy, mood, and motivation to do things. Sure, there are shelves filled with laxatives, powders, and quick fixes in every pharmacy, but most of them harshly push the system. They don't help. They assault it, often causing cramps, dehydration, dependency, and, in the long run, even more fragile digestion. Castor oil offers a smarter alternative. It doesn't force your digestive system to act, it gently guides it. Its active ingredient, ricinoleic acid, binds to receptors in the intestinal wall, naturally stimulating the muscle contractions that move waste through the colon. This process is called peristalsis. The result: smooth digestion without the painful side effects of chemical stimulants. It's like rebooting your digestive system's rhythm without drama, discomfort, or risks. In fact, researchers from Harvard Medical School carried out a clinical trial with people suffering from chronic constipation. 73% of participants reported significant relief in less than 6 hours after using castor oil. That's faster and safer than many commercial options, without the dreaded rebound effect. And castor oil doesn't stop there. Its digestive benefits are profound. It helps calm internal inflammation, reduces abdominal tension, and restores the delicate balance of the intestines, creating a sense of lightness and well-being after meals. That discomfort that follows a heavy lunch, those jeans that feel tighter than usual by dinner, the mental fog after a big meal, all of that can disappear. Instead, you get a quiet harmony, a feeling that your digestive system is finally working as it should. There are two especially effective ways to tap into this natural relief. One is internal, taking a small amount of food-grade castor oil, always under the guidance of a qualified health professional. The other, more popular and accessible, is external, applying warm castor oil compresses to the abdomen to stimulate circulation, detoxify the digestive tract, and reduce inflammation from the outside in. Let me share an example that illustrates this. Lisa, an energetic and always active friend, had been fighting a hidden battle for years. No matter what she ate, whether a green salad or an indulgent burger, she always ended up bloated, uncomfortable, and disconnected from her body. She had tried everything: probiotics, digestive enzymes, prescription medications, teas with names that sounded like they came from a fantasy novel. Nothing gave her lasting relief. When I suggested castor oil, her reaction was a mix of astonishment and disbelief. "Seriously, that stuff Mom used to give us when we were sick, that's your big idea?" But frustration opens doors, so Lisa decided to give it a try. Just 1 teaspoon of high-quality castor oil, safe for consumption, mixed in a glass of warm water with lemon, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. 6 hours later, Lisa sent me a message that practically shouted from the screen, "What just happened? This really worked." For the first time in years, she felt light. Not anxious, not crampy, just light. And that was only the beginning. In the following days, she noticed a drastic change. Her digestion settled into a smooth, steady rhythm. Her belly no longer ballooned after every meal. And perhaps best of all, she no longer had to discreetly unbutton her pants to finish dinner. Finally, she felt like her body was responding, as if it was saying thank you. But Lisa didn't stop there. Eager to go even deeper, she added warm castor oil compresses to her routine 3 times a week. She would soak a flannel cloth in oil, place it on her abdomen, cover it with plastic, and lie down with a heating pad for 45 minutes of intentional healing. She called it her intestinal spa, a sacred moment to pause, breathe, and let her body restore itself. The results were profound. Not only did her digestion improve, but she also experienced emotional calm and mental clarity she hadn't felt in years. Pain, bloating, and tension were replaced by something she thought she'd lost forever: peace. And Lisa wasn't the only one. My own sister Cecilia had struggled with gut issues for almost her entire adult life. Chronic constipation, bloating so severe it looked like pregnancy, constant discomfort that turned every meal into a stressful calculation. She tried everything. Excessive fiber, probiotics, colon cleanses, nothing worked. When I mentioned castor oil to her, she nearly spat out her coffee laughing. Are you telling me that the very thing Mom used to use as a punishment is now a miracle cure? But she gave it a try, a teaspoon in warm water with lemon. That same day, her body responded gently, naturally, and effectively. Within weeks, her digestive system transformed. She was no longer afraid to eat, no more guessing games with her stomach, just freedom. So, if you've been suffering in silence, if every meal feels like a gamble, it's time to take back control of your digestion. Write "happy intestine" in the comments. Let's give your body what it's been asking for: balance, consistency, and natural support. The tools aren't new, they've just been forgotten. And remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's built slowly with repetition and care. Lisa's results weren't a gift from the heavens, they came from her commitment. Every morning she showed up for herself, and every night she gave her body the space to heal. The cramps disappeared, the bloating became predictable, then simply vanished. Her system began to function with rhythm and ease. Are you still with me? Write a 3 in the comments to let me know you're still walking this path with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that button and turn on notifications. These stories are just the beginning of what natural health can offer. Because now we're going to dive into one of the most important yet overlooked benefits of castor oil. This time, it's not about what happens inside your intestine, but about what flows throughout your body: circulation. Have you noticed your fingers or toes feel cold, even in a warm room? Or that you feel strangely heavy after sitting for a while, as if your legs are weighed down with wet sand? Do you get out of breath climbing a few simple stairs, or feel exhausted after walking your dog? This isn't always about physical fitness. These are subtle signs that your circulation isn't working properly. When blood doesn't flow well, everything in the body suffers. Muscles don't get enough oxygen, nutrients don't reach where they're needed. Fatigue sets in, and the heart has to work harder to compensate. Over time, this situation can quietly develop into more serious conditions: decreased physical endurance, muscle weakness, and even a higher risk of heart disease and strokes. I know what many people do when they feel drained of energy. They drink energy drinks, grab more coffee, or turn to stimulants that only cause jitters and a temporary boost. But none of that addresses the real problem. All of those artificially stimulate you while your blood vessels remain constricted, like trying to push more water through a clogged pipe. Ultimately, the increased pressure just causes damage. Castor oil, on the other hand, works smartly, not forcefully. It doesn't disrupt your system with stimulants, but encourages it to do what it was meant to do: produce more nitric oxide, a molecule that naturally widens blood vessels and improves blood flow. When circulation improves, everything changes. More oxygen reaches your tissues, nutrients flow freely, energy activates from the source, and most importantly, the risk of cardiovascular stress decreases. Muscles receive better oxygenation, organs function more vigorously, extremities feel lighter, the heart works less hard, and you wake up feeling truly alive, not jittery or forced, but genuinely refreshed. Inside, it's not just about circulation, it's about renewal at the cellular level. And yes, this isn't just a poetic idea, science supports it. In 2021, a study published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Pharmacology showed that topical application of castor oil increased blood flow by up to 35% in just 4 weeks. That's not a small improvement. It's a significant change, especially for those suffering from cold extremities, heavy legs, slow recovery, or persistent fatigue. Want to try this for yourself? Before bed, warm a small amount of castor oil in your hands until it feels warm and pleasant. Then gently massage your feet, calves, and hands with circular motions, focusing on cold, tense, or inflamed areas. You're not just applying oil, you're reactivating your body's natural flow touch by touch. And if you experience swollen ankles, poor circulation in your toes, or visible veins, don't stop there. Apply a thicker layer, wrap the area with a soft towel, and rest for 30 minutes. This simple ritual can provide immediate relief and, over time, help restore balance and strength to your circulatory system. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to feel your body come alive from within, type "vital flow" in the comments. Because good circulation isn't just about keeping your feet warm, it's about nourishing your heart, revitalizing your movement, and building the foundation for a long, vibrant life. Speaking of vibrant life, let's talk about something we all see but rarely face honestly: the aging of the skin. Imagine this. One morning, you look in the mirror and notice something new. Fine lines around your eyes, a dull tone where there used to be brightness, maybe a spot or two from too much sun, a reminder of years spent outdoors without protection. At first, these are subtle changes, but then they become more frequent, more visible, and suddenly you realize your skin doesn't bounce back like it used to. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of people turn to expensive creams that promise to rewind time, most with complicated ingredients, artificial fragrances, and sky-high prices. Maybe you've tried some already, and yes, they may have left your skin feeling smooth for a couple of days, but that glow disappeared just as quickly as it arrived. The truth is, most of these products only work on the surface. They hydrate the outermost layers, but don't address the core issue, the loss of collagen and elastin. That's the real challenge. As we age, collagen and elastin production in the skin drops dramatically. These proteins are responsible for firmness, elasticity, and that youthful volume we all want to keep. Without them, you can moisturize all you want, but your skin will still look tired, saggy, and aged. This is where castor oil completely changes the game. Unlike commercial creams that barely touch the surface, castor oil penetrates deeply into the dermis, the layer where real repair happens. It doesn't just hydrate, it nourishes from within, stimulates collagen production, strengthens the skin's natural elasticity, and enhances its ability to regenerate thanks to its powerful blend of vitamin E, omega-9 fatty acids, and ricinoleic acid. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? Well, in 2022, a study published in the Journal of Dermatological Science found that regular use of castor oil significantly improved skin elasticity and reduced wrinkle depth in just 6 weeks, without injections, toxins, or invasive procedures, just nature doing what it does best: restoring. Want to know how to add it to your nighttime routine? I'll explain that in the next part. After cleansing your face, place a few drops of cold-pressed castor oil between your fingers. Rub them gently to warm the oil, then massage it into your skin using upward circular motions. Focus on your forehead, the area around your eyes, and any spots where you've noticed fine lines or dryness. Let your fingers guide the oil into the deeper layers of your skin, where it nourishes, regenerates, and rebuilds. If you have dark spots, sun damage, or uneven tone, mix a little castor oil with fresh aloe vera gel and apply it directly to those areas. This powerful combo not only helps fade pigmentation, but also promotes a glowing, balanced complexion from the cellular level. Tired of paying for results that never come? Ready to work with your skin instead of fighting against it? Write "natural glow" in the comments and commit to nurturing your beauty from within, because true radiance isn't something you buy in a bottle. It awakens from the inside. And if all of this sounds impressive, just wait, because the next benefit of castor oil isn't about your skin, your stomach, or even circulation. It's about your mind. Let's talk about stress. Not just the tension in your muscles, but that feeling that tightens your chest like an invisible weight. That mental whirlwind that doesn't stop when you lie down at night, that fatigue mixed with restlessness when your body wants to relax, but your mind keeps replaying every task, every awkward moment, every unpaid bill. You realize the clock has already passed midnight and you're still awake, trapped in a loop that just won't end. Now, you might not have heard this before. Castor oil can help you with that too. When applied to specific areas of the body, it has been shown to gently stimulate the vagus nerve, the control center of the parasympathetic nervous system, also known as the switch for rest and recovery. When this system is activated, your heart rate slows down, cortisol levels decrease, muscles relax, and your entire body receives the signal that it's safe to let go. This isn't just a passing trend or an idea from a self-help book. It's an ancient practice passed down through generations, and today it has the support of modern neuroscience. Contemporary medicine is finally recognizing what traditional healers have always known. By stimulating the vagus nerve, not only does your mind calm down, your entire nervous system resets. It's one of the most powerful and natural ways to relieve anxiety, boost mood, aid digestion, and deepen rest in a way no pill or app can match. How do you activate this healing response? Start tonight. Warm a tablespoon of castor oil until it feels comfortably warm. About 30 minutes before bedtime, gently massage your abdomen and chest using slow circular motions. Take your time. Let each stroke tell your body it can relax. Then, lie down somewhere quiet. Close your eyes, place one hand over your heart, and begin to breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose for 5 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 7. In just a few minutes, your body will start to respond. Your shoulders drop, your jaw relaxes, your mind settles, and the tension in your chest begins to fade. What comes next, many people describe as deeper than meditation, more comforting than sleep aids, and more healing than they ever expected from such a simple oil. And the best part, you don't need a device, a therapist, or a subscription. Just you, your breath, and the natural wisdom of castor oil. A remedy passed down through generations, still relevant, still powerful, and still capable of transforming lives. So now you know. Castor oil and baking soda. 2 simple ingredients you probably already have at home, but when used with intention, they become catalysts for profound transformation. This is no exaggeration. It's nature showing us what it can do when we take the time to listen. Relief for the prostate, thicker and more vibrant hair pain that slowly fades away, digestion flowing smoothly, circulation that kicks into gear, skin that radiates from within, and a mind that finally finds peace at the end of the day. You've heard the stories, seen the science, and now it's your turn. Oh, I want to hear from you. What part of this video opened your eyes? Which practice are you most excited to try? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and who knows, maybe your story will be the next one we share to inspire others. If this video helped you, even just a little, please give it a like. That small gesture helps spread this message to someone else who's still searching for answers. Share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any other ideas that could change your life. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. All you need is a little oil and some faith that your body already knows how to heal. See you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay curious, and stay connected to the wisdom that's always been within your reach.